So when the Batman came out in 2022, I obviously loved it. Again, I've said on the channel multiple times that it is one of my all-time favorite movies. I know, personally, a lot of people like to disagree on everyone's favorite Batman movie, whatever it might be, but the Batman does happen to be my favorite Batman movie of all time. So granted, when it came out, I was obviously very excited to see what the future was going to be like for, this film series. Again, I obviously thought it was going to be the Batman Part 2. I think everyone and their dad thought the Batman Part 2 wouldn't come out, too much longer after the Batman. Unfortunately, that was the complete opposite, and Matt Reeves is, being slower than a snail with that film. But obviously, in the meantime, one thing they did give us was the Penguin show, which I think people were skeptical at before it came out. A TV show about a kind of side character like the Penguin was in the movie. That doesn't usually end too well. I mean, you can ask Marvel, like the shit that they've been producing as of late, like Ironheart and She-Hulk, makes me want to have freaking stage 8 diarrhea on the toilet. Again, it gives me more diarrhea than what a session at Taco Bell would of course give me. That's how bad the new Marvel shows have been. But I mean, surprising as some, not to me because I'm a bit of a Matt Reeves diehard, the Penguin was absolutely insane and was one of the best TV shows I have ever seen. Again, granted, because of all that, people have been asking for a season 2, and it looks like we finally have a little update on that, with it being said that Matt Reeves is working on various ideas for a season 2 of the Penguin. In an interview with Variety, HBO CEO Casey Bloys said that Matt Reeves and Lauren LaFranc are working on various ideas for the Penguin Season 2. Could another chapter be in the future? Definitely possible. Right now, I think the priority for Matt is the movie The Batman 2. Again, obviously Lauren, she was the showrunner for the Penguin, and she did an absolute fantastic job, right? And because she was so good, there's been rumors that HBO are going to be developing another TV show or whatever that's going to be in this same series. Again, one that has been really suggested that I would personally love, and I think this was in development at one stage, but it got slightly reworked and whatever, but that was an Arkham TV show. And again, apparently a lot of the Arkham stuff was put in the Penguin, which we of course got to see. Again, spoilers for the Penguin, but with Sophia now being in Arkham, I think a show based off that would be kind of cool. But also, I think she's easily enough to a good enough actor to be probably the main, but realistically, you got to add some more flair and flavor in there. And I mean, one thing I would have loved is to explore a lot of the the villains that Batman maybe has already put in Arkham. One of the big ones being the Joker, which we know is in there again with Barry Keoghan. I think that would make so much sense, and maybe even having him as the lead of the show and having Sophia appear in bits and pieces. Again, if you ask me personally, they should probably go with that direction more than a Penguin season 2. Like, I realistically think the Penguin was perfect on its own. I know it's set up more for Sophia at the end, especially with her now being in contact with, Catwoman, but realistically, I don't know how much that is really going to push for a season 2. Like, as Matt Reeves has previously said, they would have to have a really good idea to be able to do a season 2, and I realistically don't know if there is anything else there. I think the Penguin story now has to continue in the Batman movies, while Sophia's story, I'm going to assume, is going to continue in maybe another miniseries TV show. Again, something like that. That's how I think they will probably go about it. But in saying that, the Penguin was such a popular show that people are going to be pushing for a season 2 so much to the point where it's only a matter of time till they might actually have to make it. Again, this doesn't always work out. People pushed a lot for a Joker, sequel. Again, that ended up happening and was, I don't think it was as bad as what a lot of people said it was, but it definitely wasn't a good movie and definitely wasn't as legendary, I think, as what the first one was, which was, a fantastic movie and really revolutionized comic book movies. It's one of the first times not only we had a villain project, but it was an absolutely insane villain project. Again, way better than Suicide Boys, way better than Suicide Boys, way better than Suicide Squad, way better than whatever the fuck the original Catwoman movie was supposed to be. Again, all of the above. So pushing for a second of anything isn't always great, and I think people should be careful of that with the Penguin. There's also another report here that says that Colin Farrell says there's genuinely no season 2 of the Penguin in the works, but the Batman Part 2 and Batman Part 3 are. Even though the HBO CEO is saying Matt Reeves is working on ideas for season 2, Colin Farrell says there's genuinely no season 2 of the Penguin in the works, but confirms the Batman Part 3. There's Batman 2, which I haven't read the script for yet, and then there's Batman 3. I don't know if I'm in them, but hopefully I'll read Batman 2 soon. Again, I personally think Colin Farrell then has just told a lot of fibs, unfortunately. I think he has lied a little bit, saying that there's no Penguin season 2 in the works. I mean, HBO, the CEO, literally says they're looking for ideas. Matt Reeves has said he has spoken to Lauren about it. They've spoken about a bunch of other ideas. Whether season 2 is in the works or not, they are speaking about it. And they're trying to come up with ideas to see if it could work. While Colin Farrell's kind of gone back on his words a little bit here too, because in a previous interview about a year or so ago, he said that he's got a role in the Batman Part 2 and a role in the Batman Part 3. But in this one, he says he doesn't know. Again, is he lying about that or not? I really don't know. I mean, the reality is that he confirmed last time he was like contracted for 2 more. And you also got to look at the fact that the scripts have changed a lot. Like, I mean, the original idea for the Batman 2 clearly isn't what it is now, because Matt Reeves has not only changed the title, but he has been working on the script for so many years now that all the original leaks we got 2 to 3 years ago, that was probably for a completely different movie that's just never being made. And he's completely changing it up, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's different. So maybe Colin Farrell isn't in the Batman Part 2. Maybe he's not in the Batman Part 3. But let's be honest here, with how popular his character has become, I think he will 100% be in the Batman 2. And I've said this for a minute now, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Penguin was actually like the main villain of the Batman 2. You know, everyone's been saying we really want Hush. We want that Hush story to finally come to the movies. We haven't seen it yet. A lot of people have been saying you got to go to the Court of Owls, considering Matt Reeves has set up this massive corruption in Gotham. The Court of Owls would be absolutely perfect for that and would be the most menacing Batman villains we've ever seen, especially with their talons. Again, a lot of people have been saying that for a hot minute. There's something to me does say that, because he's now going back on his word saying, you know, I don't even know if I'm in it. That kind of me seems a bit like reverse psychology. Originally, I think he was in it for like 2, you know, I think he said like 2 or 3 scenes back when. But I think now his role has probably gotten a bit bigger, and maybe the Penguin season 2 is completely being scrapped or whatever, because that has been now reworked into the Batman 2. So that could be what's happening. I think the Penguin could definitely be the main villain, and he could be hiring maybe someone like Deathstroke, or I don't know who it might be, to be the muscle that goes after Batman. Again, we might see a lot of different things like that. The first Batman movie didn't exactly have too much muscle or one-on-one combat. I mean, the villain was the Riddler. It was more a mental side of things. If you have the Penguin as the villain, Batman 2, it would be more of the same. But I do think they might go a bit of a different direction. Even if he was the villain, they may hire for someone to go and attack Batman. Again, a lot of different things I think they could be doing, and I'm so excited. It's going to be very good, at least I'm hoping. And yeah, I'm excited to see what these other maybe TV shows and whatnot that they might actually have in the works are going to be. But again, I'd very much like to hear all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like on this video to let me know you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel for all the latest, you know, gaming/movie content. And yeah, I guess I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.